think that the weaponization fund is it's a bad idea from the start, and I would encourage the administration just to drop it. Let's get rid of this fund. I mean, it's deeply offensive to me that you could have a fund that could even possibly compensate people who assaulted police officers or vandalized the Capitol on January 6th. And I think that's broadly held by most Republicans and most Americans.
That, of course, former Vice President Mike Pence, who was personally targeted by January 6th insurrectionists, offering that criticism of the Trump administration's $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund. Pence's words come as a federal judge has blocked the fund from going into effect, at least temporarily. That ruling came Friday after a prosecutor on January 6 cases and other plaintiffs sued to stop it. They argued that the money is essentially an unauthorized political rewards program designed to benefit Trump's allies with little public oversight. The next hearing in that case is set for June 12th, and the judge who ruled on this fund initially also said that she wants to re-examine it from starting over, basically suggesting that she had been deceived during the process. We shall see. As Trump allies await a possible government windfall for their perceived grievances against the government with that fund, if it happens, American citizens who say they were unjustly detained by ICE agents are asking what recourse they might have. MS Now investigative reporter Mark Santia has been digging into this question, and he joins us now. Mark, great to see you. What can these citizens do if they believe their rights were violated?
Jonathan, this was working on this documentary. It was an education for me. For years, I've covered local police officers and state employees who faced civil suits and criminal charges. But these are federal agents, federal officers, and we all saw those clashes between federal employees and American citizens and the ICE surges across the country under Kristi Noem. And we wondered, as an American, what can you do if you feel your constitutional rights have been trampled, if you were detained, if you were assaulted, if your property was damaged? What can you do to be made whole? So myself, along with our producer, Emily Burke, we really dove into this, and we found this issue. It's not about Democrats or Republicans. It's about Americans, and it's not about an anti-weaponization fund that's focusing on a certain group of people. We were asking about all Americans, and we want to make clear this issue didn't start with this administration, but it's taking center stage with this administration. And over the decades, so many restrictions have been put in that when it comes to real recourse, there isn't much.
We are in a moment where it has never been more difficult in American history to hold a federal agent accountable for violating your constitutional rights.
Searching for answers on just how and why it is so difficult to successfully sue the federal government led us to Burlington, Vermont. Harrison Stark is an expert in constitutional law and director of special projects at the State Democracy Research Initiative.
And I think the main question that we're hearing is, I am an American citizen. If I feel a federal agent or a federal agency has trampled on my constitutional rights, what's my recourse?
Over the past several decades and into today, the answer is unfortunately not much. This is a problem that goes back long before this administration. Rights are only as strong as their remedies. And a right without a remedy is really just a guideline. It's a suggestion. If those things aren't real, if they're essentially just guidelines or suggestions and not enforceable rules, we have a very, very different relationship with our government than I think many people think we do.
As Harrison Stark was saying, there are some avenues. You could file a Federal Tort Claims Act, but there are restrictions. You wouldn't have a jury. You would have just a judge hear your case. There would be no punitive damages. So again, when it comes to recourse, a lot of restrictions are in place.
But those restrictions, in many ways, are at the expense of the civil rights or liberties of who could be victimized by that. How do we go forward and try to establish the guardrails of trying to bring this in, that you protect people's rights and at the same time secure the country?
Well, that's a great question. And several states right now are trying to move forward by passing laws specifically on the concept of Converse 1983 that would allow states to take action against federal agencies and federal employees. Will this work? It's not going to be retroactive. We're going to have to see. This will all play out in court. But some states are moving forward and really trying to focus on just that, being able and allowing American citizens to take action against federal agencies, to put in some guardrails, to give it some real teeth, and put some sort of guardrails in place that we don't see repeats in the future.
You can watch Mark's special report on YouTube right now by scanning the QR code that's on the lower right portion of the screen. Please do. It's an important watch. MS Now investigative reporter Mark Santia. Mark, thank you for being with us this morning.